said, what was wise man? Oh, I said, it was this wise man, all I know. She said, well, what is a wise man? She said, the same thing that I am, an astrologist, stargazer they call it. And she said, you know, before God does anything in the earth, he always declares in the heavens and then on the earth. And I said, I don't know. And she said, well, she called two or three stars, like Mars, Jupiter, and Venus. It wasn't them, but she said they crossed their paths and come together and said there was three wise men that come to meet the Lord Jesus, and one was from the lineage of Ham, and one Shem, and another Japheth. And said when they met together at Bethlehem, the three stars that they were from, every person on earth said they had something to do with the stars. That asked that sailor there, when the moon goes out and the heavenly planet goes out, the tide doesn't go with it and come in. I said, I don't have to ask him that, I know that. And she said, well, your birth has something to do with the stars up there. And I said, well, that I don't know. And she said, now these three wise men came and said, when they come from different directions, and they met at Bethlehem, and they said they found out and consulted, one was from the lineage of Ham, Shem, and Japheth, the three sons of Noah. And she said then they come and worship the Lord Jesus Christ. And said when they departed, said they brought gifts and put to him, and said Jesus Christ said in his ministry that when this gospel has been preached to all the world, Ham, Shem, and Japheth's people, then he would come again. And she said, now those planets, heavenly planets, as they move around, so they separated. They've never been on the earth since, no one. But that ever so many 100 years, they cross their cycles like this. If there has to be an astronomer here, you might know what she's talking about. I don't. So when she's talking, it said they cross like that, and said in commemoration of the greatest gift that was ever given to mankind, when God gave his son, when these planets cross themselves again, was that he sends another gift to the earth, and said, you were born on the crossing of that time. And I said, that's the reason I knew it. Well, then I said, lady, the first place, I don't believe anything about it. I'm not religious, and I don't want to hear no more about it. Walked away. And so I cut her off pretty short. So I went on out, and every time I get around one of them, that's the way it would be. And I thought, why does them devils do that? Then the preacher saying, that's the devil, that's the devil. They had me believing it. And then that night up there, when he referred to that, I asked him, I said, well, why is it all them mediums and things like that, and them devil-possessed people that always tell me about it, and the clergy that my brethren tell me that it's of the evil spirit. Now listen to what he said, this one who's hanging over there in the picture. He said, as it was then, so is it now.